Hello there everyone and welcome back to Let's 9-Day Pikmin. Today we're taking on the Distant Spring, the largest of the three main areas of the game. And as the name implies, there's a lot of water here. Which is why I got so many blue Pikmin back in the forest navel. Now, a funny thing about this area and speedrunning this game, this is actually the easiest area to do in a single day. Just because there's no new type of Pikmin that you have to sprout. So you can just get to work. And I'm actually all set for doing this. I have more than 90 Pikmin. I'm here on day 4, which is important. An enemy appears on day 5 that kind of ruins the whole thing. But even though I could go for it, I don't really feel like it. The only way you can actually do it is by abusing a glitch, and I don't feel it's worth it for my kind of gamer style, I guess. So this is where the run becomes a bit more chill, a bit more easygoing, and I just do whatever the hell I want. Yeah. The route of today is my own, so people who are really good at this game can rage at me all they want. 2 previous days I've been just following what other people have done. Anyway. These guys right here that I just killed, those are called bull bears. And I do believe that in the second game, these are the guys that come back to life if you don't take them back to base. So that's kind of a dick enemy. But not as much of a dick enemy as this guy. Oh, the yellow Wollywog. I never really hated these guys until I tried to do a 9-day run. And you may have already noticed why. You may already just know it. But it'll be obvious when I get to the other guy over there. This guy doesn't cause me too much trouble. Even if I have 90 plus Pikmin on them, there's still a chance that they can do that big jump. And then they can take out a whole bunch of Pikmin, but I'm being pretty lucky right here. Unfortunately, I just lost 3 Pikmin for no good reason. You might remember that crushing glitch I mentioned back when fighting the Puffstool. You know, the guy in the forest navel who I carried back to the blues? Well, the yellow Wollywogs are that other enemy that often causes that glitch. And it's really annoying. As if the enemies weren't annoying enough by themselves. Just that glitch. But anyway, the Shearwicks. When the Shearwicks are in the water, they just take damage. And it's really funny that that guy actually spawned in the water. Because clearly they can't survive in water. So why would he spawn in water? But he did. Not gonna question it. He just kind of killed himself as soon as he popped up. And there was a random Pikmin just standing there. Just one Pikmin. I didn't do any one Pikmin in the last video. I can't believe I didn't do that. I should have totally done it back there at the ending where I kind of made a fool of myself. Oh well, that's part of making videos for the internet. Back to the game. This guy right here, the Puffy Blowhawk, same family as those flamethrower guys back in the first navel. This guy has a ship piece, and you want, at least for what I'm doing, you want to drag him as far towards the screen, this direction, as you can. Because that will change the way your Pikmin will carry the item, which is pretty important. Otherwise those guys, you can see the water dumbbells on the right. If you kill the Puffy Blowhawk a little over, then your Pikmin would walk right into those guys, and there would be a lot more enemies you had to kill. This time around I just had to kill the yellow Wollywogs. Which I have considered if it's better to kill the water dumbbells, but again, I haven't really tested those things, and when the Wallyworks don't troll me too hard, it's much faster that way. And I'd also like to mention, at this point, I was expecting to lose Pikmin to those Wallyworks due to the crashing glitch. I needed to get 10 yellow Pikmin out, but I only had 7 open slots at the beginning. I expected to lose at least 3 Pikmin. Yeah, that is how much pain that glitch has caused me. It's kind of funny. Right now I'm just waiting for this bridge to finish. And I do something really silly here. It says, I'm standing here, I'm waiting, and then as they're getting onto the last part of the bridge, I decide to go around. I don't know what I was thinking. Generally, a lot of the time I don't remember what I was thinking, just the way of things. It was in the past. And also these guys that decide to carry the Shearwicks. There's also something kind of funny coming up with those, which is just due to my own forgetfulness, I'd say. I think that's a fair way to put it. And yeah, Pikmin AI for picking up bombs. It is the greatest of the greatest. I mean, look at that guy. Took him long enough. And once again, for the 3rd day in a row, Olimar makes the discovery that he can only have 100 Pikmin on the field at once. I don't know why he makes that discovery every day. He just does. And there's an item back. Yay! And then the massage machine is going to come in right after. This is like the 3rd day in a row where we've had 2 items come back to base at the same time. And that's a lot of time where I don't have control. That's kind of annoying. But right here, I realized that I'm missing some Pikmin. I see that there's one guy on the bull bear, but I'm missing 4 Pikmin. I forgot that I had Pikmin carry back Shearwicks, because I didn't really pay too much attention to that. I could see the 1 sprouted Pikmin, but the 3 actual Pikmin were underneath the blue onion, so I couldn't see them at all. And the typical Pikmin wanting to hit the rocks. Always happens. At this point I've just learned to deal with it. And we have more Wallyworks to kill. This is almost halfway through the day, and one of these Wallyworks trolling me could easily reset the entire day. Which is just great. Yeah. I don't like Wallyworks. Just... I hope you can feel that in the way I'm talking. Just... I don't like them. I actually had a run once where I let that guy live, and he ended up just... It was kind of funny. I'll explain it later when I get to that. For right now, I'm just waiting for my Pikmin to all get over here, because leaf Pikmin are really slow. And I'm not sure why. I guess I just really enjoy letting these guys into the water so they kill themselves like that. But there's really no reason for me to do it like this. I guess another reason is that I don't want them to get too close to the bridge, because then my Pikmin will just try to pick them up instead of building the bridge, which is always really annoying. But anyway, right here we have the heaviest item in the game, the Gluon Drive. And there's a magic... Oh. That Pikmin right there with the Shearwick, he forgot how to go through water. I don't know. For some reason he insists to go across a bridge that hasn't been built yet. I don't know what the deal with that is. And what I'm doing right here is actually kind of silly. It's going to make people rage. People who have done this kind of stuff better than me. Really, the idea is just that I have the Pikmin on the Gluon drive, and then the other Pikmin building it. Building the bridge. And whenever the bridge finishes, the Gluon drive will go back to base, and it's just that. It's just that. And that skull right there only has 4 bomb rocks, but that wall requires 6 bomb rocks to destroy. I never quite got why they would have 4 bomb rocks next to a wall that takes more bombs to destroy. I always thought that was kinda weird. I mean, you just have to go to that other place where I got all those 10 bomb rocks and the massage machine. Seriously, Olimar has a massage machine in his spaceship. Where does he even have it? That little guy is able to fit a lot of crap into that spaceship. And that Pikmin didn't... Getting Pikmin out of the water can be kind of tricky like that. This is something that could be considered a waste of time. Remember when I was over here with the blues, I could just have them attack the wall and take it down faster, but I think it's cool to throw your Pikmin like that, so I just wanted to do it. And you have to... When you throw the second guy and he goes over the wall, unless you're really fancy and throw 2 bomb rocks at once, you have to keep them separate from each other, like one end of the gate and the other end of the gate at the same time. That takes a little more skill than I can master, so that's why I didn't do it. But if you get your Pikmin on the other side like I did, then you have to make sure that you get him away from the bomb, otherwise he'll blow himself up. Not that that is really a problem. It's a little annoying, but it's not... At this point it's not really going to hurt me. Talking about annoying. Those 2 Pikmin didn't really feel like picking up bombs. They were standing right next to. I don't know why. But it's actually kind of convenient that the last Pikmin didn't pick up a bomb, because I only need 9 bombs. If I had gotten 10 bombs, I would have just had to get rid of a bomb. It's just a little more convenient when I only get 9 of them. And as you'll see here, I still haven't learned how the whole throw your Pikmin at bomb walls work. Bomb walls. That's a new one. What are those? Walls that explode? But yeah, I'm still doing the quick throw thing. Even though at first I threw them normally and that worked just fine. I don't know, I guess I'm not a quick learner. But now that that wall is... Anyway, there were 3 success sounds right there. That is some great timing. And that one Pikmin tripped. That one Pikmin tripped? I have nothing to say to that. Tripping Pikmin is about as stupid as tripping in Brawl. Except in this game it doesn't fuck you over as much as it does in Brawl. Tripping in Brawl is the worst. But it's funny. It is funny. And I have no idea why those 2 Pikmin didn't make it up there. I kinda wish it had just been 1 Pikmin so I could say that again. I really like saying that because 1 Pikmin. But didn't really apply there. But like I said, there's the Gluon drive. And also, those 3 Pikmin under the onion and the 1 sprouted Pikmin, those were all the way back to the Shearwicks. I didn't notice them because of that big bull bear lying in the way. And I don't really know what was going through my head at that time. Like, I was missing 4 Pikmin and I didn't bother looking for them. Normally I would kind of freak out about it, but I guess I just... You know what? I'm not guessing anything. I don't know what I was thinking. I think a lot of random stuff, and trying to make sense of it is just more headache-inducing than it's worth. Anyway, this Warlock here, I mentioned that he played around with me at some point. There was a run where I tried to let him live, and then he followed me into this area. That was incredibly awkward, because I couldn't pick up the zirconium rotor, the item right here. I couldn't pick it up because he would kill my Pikmin, so I just had to dodge him until he decided to go back. Then I got my Pikmin on the zirconium rotor. That's really weird to say the name of that thing. And then I would go out as Olimar and distract him, like I did with the guys begging for his navel. This time around I decided that it was just easier to kill him. It, isn't it? And right now, I don't really have anything more I need to do. So I'm just getting blue Pikmin. Not really much of a reason for me getting blue Pikmin. I mean, that Shearwick and the Bull Bear at the beginning, that was more than enough. I didn't need any more, but at this point I didn't really have anything else to do. I think I might have been able to get another ship piece. There's a ship piece very close to base that you can get very quickly, but I don't really know. Besides, I had already planned for that to be on my second visit to this place, so yeah. I'm just getting blue Pikmin now. A lot of them, for no good reason. Because I can. But something you might notice. There's only one Wollywog here, but I carried two. Those Pikmin on the other Wollywog, they... if you know this game, you know what's gonna happen to those. Let's just leave it at that. No, I'm not leaving it at that, but I'm getting to it. I'm just getting a whole bunch of blue Pikmin here, and 93. I felt like pointing that out. But what's more interesting, in this cutscene, it's very rare for you to have Pikmin sprouting during this cutscene. That is very rare. And you might think, hey, I was at 100 Pikmin. Well, as soon as the day ended before the blue onion got through that animation of spitting out seeds, the day ended and those 7 Pikmin, they died. And so wait, then when they were dead? Well, now they're dead. They just got eaten by Shearwicks. That's kind of gruesome. Oh, and Olimar just discovered yellow Pikmin. No. I'm actually kinda happy that I got to show that off, even if it wasn't intentional. But if you leave Pikmin behind, you get that left behind, and the cutscene at the end shows those enemies you've seen the other days, and they kill 1 or 3 Pikmin. It doesn't matter how many Pikmin you left behind, it's always the same amount of Pikmin that show up in the cutscene. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this day, so I'll see you in the next one.